Welcome in, beautiful souls. So glad to have you here. If you're new, my name is Jane, and I just want to thank all the subscribers and all the messages because they're just beautiful, and I truly love all of you. I have never felt so much love in my entire life, and it's just been truly amazing for me, and it's really just so thankful. So thank you all, beautiful souls, for being here and, doing your part in raising the vibration of this earth and changing the world as we speak. And this is going to be a continuation. I just did a reading. I'm going to put the two of them together, I think. I'm going to try to see if I can load both of them like back to back. I don't know if I can do that. I've never tried it, but I'm going to try. Because I just finished about the shadow self, and they wanted me to actually talk about the inner child, and I was just like, I don't want to do it. So I had to take a break and make myself something to drink and feed my animals and stuff like that. So they asked me if I would come back and talk about the inner child, because that is really a lot to do with the shadow work and the dark night of the soul. So I'm just going to begin. So a few cards started popping out, so I thought I would just kind of put the camera on so that nothing's caught off camera, because you get those naysayers, right? Okay, so there it says be present. I didn't even know this card existed. Number 3, again 3. As soon as I saw the 3, I got the Holy Trinity, which is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Also, I got in the same time. Sometimes I get like double messages at the same time, so it takes me a little bit to spill it all out, because my guides, when they're channeling, they channel faster than I can speak. My mind can keep up. If I'm silent, my mind can keep up, but my mouth just can't. So maybe it has to do with being mute as a child. I don't know. But the other 3 gives me the body, mind, and soul. Okay. So find clarity in the moment. This is like honoring your feelings, I believe. This is how I'm going to take this card. And then this one came out, number 10. Disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights. So I do believe that a lot of people, because, you're so busy in the day, if you work a day job or, you have kids or whatever, you're just, running your life, trying to keep everything going. Your mind stays busy, so you don't really have a whole lot of time to think about your feelings, think about your pain, think about, the hardships. We're just warriors, so we just keep going, moving forward, and then it all comes out at night. So when you try to lay your head on the pillow, that's when all of it like starts, spewing out of you, when you have those quiet moments, right? And so it says here, let go of the past, and it's time to envision a new story. And you see these beautiful light beings here, and you see this person here is just walking, aimlessly walking. You got these lotus flowers too, and these lotus flowers represent how, tough it is to get up out of the mud. And when you get into your feelings, it is really hard to get up out of them, and shake it off, and just keep going. But it takes practice. And then there's things sometimes, some of us, we get stuck in our feelings, and then we're there for a few days, and it's just kind of one of those situations where really what we need to do, the best you can, like try to acknowledge when you get stuck there too long, that crying all night is not going to solve anything. Cry it out, yes, but like don't hold that in, but then after like an hour or something, say, okay, what and why am I crying so much? What is causing so much distress within me? And try to find and ask those questions, because once you start asking those questions, what it does is it shines light on it. And once you start shining the light on it, it's a way for it to start to heal. You know what I mean? So just acknowledging it is My dog's trying to get in. Hold on. You know, just that acknowledgement is it will help the process of the healing. Hold on a moment. Again, I'm telling you, I cannot do a reading without interruptions. It's a battle, I tell you. Okay, hold on. Come on, Star. I tried to get you to come in before I started this, but you refused. You want to come up? No? Okay. You want to come up? Okay, well, I can't chase you. Come here, come closer. Come here. Oh, there we go. Holy cow, that dog's getting heavy. Okay, let's see. Sorry for the squeaky chair again. Okay, they're really pulling out this number 35 number for me, so I'm going to look that up in the angel book in a minute here, because that's all that keeps showing in my mind. So it says, there is hope ahead. Have courage and take heart, for there is hope. Okay, so they want me to read that angel number 35. Let me just see what that is here. 35. You know, that number kept popping up in another reading, a few readings back, and I should have read it and I didn't. So it's what it says. A positive change is coming about for you with the assistance and protection of the Ascended Masters. You know, we've had a lot of Ascended Masters here guiding these readings. And you know why they're bringing in so many of the Ascended Masters? I'm going to tell you, because the Ascended Masters, they have been in our positions. They've walked this earth. They've gone through the hardship. They've lost everything. They've had, you know, people betray them. They've, you know, had all the hardships of being humans. And then what they did is they're doing what we're doing now. They've taken all their pain and they've put it into power, and they've followed their dreams, and they become legendary, really. So when they passed over, they become part of the Ascended Masters, right? So they mastered all of their emotions, and they've, you know, mastered their mind and their emotions and all of it. So that's why they're here. So, you know, so they, you know, they give us a lot of grace, because they know that, you know, and like, again, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to try. And every time you try, you get better at it, right? So it says Buddha here, heightened awareness, make peace with your thoughts and your world. Yeah, it's just really, you have to accept it and make peace with, you know. And then the dark thoughts came up too here. I cut these decks, you know, just to see, like, what do you want me to do here in this reading? Because, I mean, I'm sure you just don't want me to talk about my inner child. Local awakenings right underneath. And you see how they have, like, wow, Spirit. The foundations of love. Yes, this is a foundation. You know, once we accept our whole selves, like everything about ourselves, once we accept all of that, that is the foundation. Because we need to learn to accept the good, the bad, and the ugly, because we all have that. You know, just because you know, I had this one person come in on my messages, not in this group, but prior to these readings. And she was just like, I got after my dog for doing something when I was doing a reading. And she was just like, you're so abusive. And I was just like, well, I have boundaries, and I'm not going to allow my dog to chew on my cat, like beat up my cat. My cat has like a neurological thing, so he has tremors, right? So though I know he can be a little bit of a turd, and he will use his claws and injure the dogs, he was just kind of minding his business. He was just getting up and walking across the bed, and behaving himself. And she tried to lunge at him to attack him, which I don't know why she started doing that. It's been weird since we've been here in this particular place. That's been happening to him. So I got after her, and I was just, I just said her name very sternly, but in a very deep voice. And the woman's like, oh, you're just so abusive. And I'm just like, well, I'm not going to let my little dog beat up on my sickly cat. So if you have an issue with that, I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can say or do about that. And it's all I kept saying is, like, you just really need to do your own healing. You know what I mean? Like, clearly you don't have any boundaries. I think you need to do a lot of healing. And she got so mad and just really like sort of calling me a bunch of names and putting it into the messages, like on my platform and stuff. I had to blocking her because she was just being really nasty. So we're going to keep this Buddha card. Oh, the Lemurians. Look at this. Clairvoyance and funny spirit. Okay. They, as soon as I saw this card, they reminded me of something that a pre-download that they wanted me to talk about. So, let me just grab that. Okay. So what they were telling me was that, once an empath, trusts their clear cognizance, and that's your inner knowing. Once you trust that inner knowing, it will be as reliable as well, they said it would be reliable as gravity, which I thought was quite funny because gravity, so everything falls. So they said it will be as reliable as that. And they said that I can't remember what I did with that paper. Hold on, I'm trying to remember. Oh, right, right. So they were saying how, like, having the emotional truth about our true selves, like accepting our true selves. And once we are accepting of our true selves, so when we accept the darkness that we all hold within and the light version of what we have within, when we sorry, when we accept, like I said, the good and bad and the ugly, you become like a truth teller. Like you become like a lie detector, basically. So when you are confronted or you're dealing with other people, you will know their truth too. You'll know that they're lying to you. They'll know they're deceiving you. So that is your protection. I got full body chills. Sorry. That is your protection against these negative, narcissistic, abusers, toxic people, right? And this is how you would know right away, because you'll know somebody's lying to you. You'll know somebody, because once you accept all of who you are as the human that you are, and not just like the human, because your body, this is just the vessel that your soul is in right now. But when you accept all those human aspects that your soul is trying to experience, and not fight against that, you will be able to see the truth within yourself. You will know thyself. That once you know thyself, then you cannot be tricked anymore. You cannot be manipulated anymore. You will stand in your power completely. And that's where it brings up about the boundaries too. Yeah. Yeah. The perception of somebody else, like they can, you got to remember too, like, when you're going through your healing process, what happens is, like, you I don't know, say you were abused or something as a child. Well, we probably all have been. Like, let's get real. And say there's specific things that come up, and it triggers you, and then you get all upset about it, and you cry it out, and then you work through it, and then you're like, oh God, glad I'm over that. And then 6 months later something happens and triggers you again, and then you just feel like, oh my God, I thought I dealt with this already. That is okay, because what happens is, what your guides are doing is they're only going to bring the triggers that they know you can handle in this moment. Okay? So they're not going to bring in triggers that are going to, you know, cripple you to the point where you can't function in the world. They're, so what they're going to do is they're going to, do a little trigger. You're going to, you're going to purge a little bit of it. And then, maybe 6 months later, they're like, this person is ready for a little bit more triggering. So let's kind of bring this back around again. And, and you might have to go through that 3 or 4 times. I don't know. I mean, I probably went through that probably 10 times each. Yes, because I'm a stubborn soul. So I don't like to deal with my emotions. I fight it. So that was, one of my things that I had to learn. I had to learn to accept and welcome in and receive things. The other thing I had to work on was standing in my power and not let people walk all over me and take advantage of me. And and I would always know, and I always knew, I was always like a human lie detector, but I just let people be. Like I didn't like try to rock the boat. And, and then the other thing I had to really work through too was not being seen. I had to, I hid all my abilities for a very long time because I had this fear that, I was going to be taken and experimented on because I have like all these like weird abilities. And, I knew that as a small child, and it created a fear in me because I'm pretty sure that I was locked up. I'm going to tell you this. I'm gonna tell you, I used to work at a hospital in the emergency department. So I used to take like calls from the ambulance and stuff. That's before 911 was a thing. And then I used to, like emergency patients would come in and I would, like register them in on the computers and stuff. And I didn't have, this one person came in, of course, they had to go to the psych ward, and the poor soul was just, struggling. So I couldn't get all the information out of them. So they made me wait like 3 or 4 days. And then I had to go up to the psych ward in the hospital and get the information. While I walked on that ward, and I was freaking out. I had things following me. I was freaking out. And I am actually terrified of mental institutions. Terrified of them. So I'm pretty sure I was locked up in one for a very long time. And then, also, another funny story here was my daughter and I, when, we were in communication, we were looking to buy a house. We were going to buy a house together. And she had found the house. So I was just doing the driving. So we were driving, and lo and behold, the sign said Salem. Well, I lost my mind. I started shaking. I was freaking out. I was like hyperventilating. I'm like, oh my God, I think I was a witch in a previous life. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't live in a place called Salem. Like I was literally freaking out. And I was just like, what is going on? I mean, this was like years before I went through my Kundalini awakening. So I had no idea what was really happening, right? So funny story. But anyway, so they wanted me the last video to talk about my inner child. And what happened is I was trying to do a lot of inner child work. And I was at the stage that I had purged a lot of my traumas. And I was dreaming, and I was taken, my gods were with me, and they had taken me to this African village. And in the basement of this home was a family. And in this family, I mean, they were all just dark-skinned people, but in this family, though I felt that they were very beautiful. It was a beautiful family. There was this little white child with blonde hair. And I was drawn to the child. I started to go towards the child, and the family members didn't do anything. They just saw me, and they acknowledged me. They didn't like say hi or anything, but they saw me. They saw what I was doing. They saw that I was coming. I was picking up the child. And when I went to reach for the child, and I didn't know any of this in the moment, right? I was just in the dream. This Black Panther came and grabbed my legs, and then that family pulled the panther off. So the panther was protecting the child, I think, and it was protecting the family. I didn't really understand it at the time in the dream, but Anyway, I was able to pick up the child, and we leave. I nod like thank you. Basically, I pick up the child and I get the child outside, and she's sitting on my lap, and her back is to me, and I'm brushing her hair and I'm braiding it, and I'm just loving on this child. And this man comes up, this old white man, and he's really big and scary kind of. And I have my guides with me, and they're just sitting down with me, and he's kind of towering over us, and he's saying like, give me the child, give me the child, give me the child. And I kept saying no, 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 no. And then my cat jumped on me and woke me up. So what happened is, after I deciphered this dream, what I did is I actually went and, you know, that was my inner child that I had retrieved. And I still don't really understand the reason why that inner child was with this family. I don't know if it was some kind of curse that had been bestowed onto our lineage at some point. And yeah, so anyway, that's that. Anyway, moving on. I don't really know the deal, but I'm going to do a reading about dreams as well. So that should help a lot of people, because I know a lot of people were bringing up about dreams. So it was something that I actually had downloaded one night, the day that I released the video that says that you're considered a hero in the astral realms. The day I released that night when I got into bed, Spirit gave me a download about dreams. So I got up and I wrote down a bunch of stuff. And then, like the very next day after the video, I started getting messages coming in. People were bringing up a lot about the dreams. I thought, well, how coincidental is that? And then here I go saying the word coincidental. And I don't believe in coincidences at all. So nothing's ever a coincidence. Okay, Spirit, can you leave me alone now? Like, stop talking about myself. Okay. Thank you. Sorry if it bores anybody. But your dreams really do have a lot going on in them. Look, divine self. No joke. And in the last video I was talking about how the my sacral chakra, where all the feelings and emotions are, that it affected me to the point because I didn't want to work through my inner child. I didn't want to work through my traumas. I didn't want to acknowledge my pain. I just kept shoving it all down, stuffing it down, and I ended up having a disability because of it. And that's why some people, when they have like heart attacks and stuff like that, it's because they carry so much pain in their hearts, right? Poor souls. So it has intuition, balance, connection, spirit. Oh my God, spirit. This is exactly what's going to happen when you work through your inner child. You'll be able to connect. Is there another one? Oh my God, look. Energy healing. And I was just talking about the heart, poor souls. Holistic, well-being, thriving, vibrant. That's another thing too, that I noticed that when I was going through certain stages of my awakening, the palms of my hands would buzz. And then they were like buzzing for like, I think it lasted for like 2 weeks. Actually, now that I'm just talking about it, they're buzzing. Spirit. Healing energy. These are these masters, and Jesus really has a lot to do with this, like overseeing all of this. Yeah, I love divine magic again. Wishes, goals, dreams, accomplishments. Wow. Well, we started out with that law of attraction on the bottom. And that law of attraction, that's all about those thoughts. What you think, what all your thoughts are going on in your head, it mirrors back out into the world, and then it comes back to you. So, you become into this vicious cycle, right? So here it is. My angels are with me. Life loves me. I am beautiful. I am prosperous. Everything is going to work out. And those are the things you have to try to tell yourself when you're going through these moments of these dark thoughts. Like, be present and then find clarity in the moment by asking those questions. I see this eye here, and I got the first thing I got was the all-seeing eye. These are your guides and your angels constantly overseeing your life. Seeing how this person's walking alone. This is a necessary path that has to be taken alone. Even at night you have, you could be seeing Orbs. Because I see a lot of orbs here, and I see them here too. Yeah, I see them over here too. Yeah, see this light body here? That's beautiful. Divine magic. You know, this 21 breaks down to a 3 again here. So you have 3 at this end and 3 at that end. This divine magic, 19, breaks down to a 10. That is when everything opens up for you. The money, your connection, your third eye, your voice, your heart. You're putting on your crown. What does this book say on this? Oh. Being older sucks because it's hard to see things now. How to get a book contract. Oh, look at that. And you know, I was actually telling people in the messages, like some people, their stories were just like phenomenal. I'm like, you need to write a book. What are you doing? Talking to me. Get going. Write a book. Oh my God, look, Chivan on the bottom. Okay, let's see here. This is where all the dreams come true. Once you get through all this childhood, and you know, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be easy. And you know, the dark night of the soul, when you are in it, it's tough. It is really tough. It's tough business. It's not for the weak, that's for sure. But if you're here, you're definitely a warrior. Oh my God, look at ancestors, historical connection and purpose. You know, I was telling you how that I thought about those. I thought about, that's why my inner child was like, that child was stuck. There was like some kind of family curse or something that was put on us like a really long time ago. You want one of these? I'm going to take one of these. Oh my God, look on the bottom. Fourth chakra. Archangel Raphael. Raphael is really, really pulling in a lot of energy. See the green light? That's from Raphael. Yeah, he brings in all that healing. Okay. I know I should have probably taken that card. They always do that. Okay, let's see what else is here that they want us to, if there's anything else. Happy family. Yeah. So it's the divine magic. So you'll have everything. Yeah. You know, this action card came out in the last reading too. You know, it's because it's about the shadow, right? You notice too that they keep bringing out about the sorry, you know, like the dark aspect of ourselves and then the light aspect of ourselves. They keep showing it. And I was saying in the last reading here, like, you know how this horse is just running full tilt, but this black little shadow here is just going to keep following. It's only trotting behind. It doesn't have to run because you're dragging it around wherever you go, and you're dragging all your ancestors' lineage around with wherever you go too. So it's really important to try to you know, work on your inner child, break those family curses, and yeah, it's necessary. And look right underneath, you got cornucopia, and the 5th chakra is your voice. So with cornucopia, or is that the higher heart? Oh no, they don't have the higher heart in this deck. So it's your throat chakra. This is where you find your inner truth. You speak your truth, no matter what. Cornucopia is basically the same as this divine magic one here. This is where everything, you'll have everything you need whenever you need it. 11's a master number. Okay. It's a happy family. Yeah, and community. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see here. What else? Okay, let's pull out a few of these. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Oop. Elven ones. Low number 4 again. Fours are about protection and foundations. I think they want me to read out of this number book, though. Look at her third eye is just on fire. You know, I find that a lot of people in this community here, a lot of the new subscribers, they are really, they have a lot of connection to Mother Earth and all the hidden, invisible realms of like fairies and dragons and all that. Another one here. I also resonate with them, so you're not alone. Look, I was just talking about dragons. Oh, it says Lemuria down here. Carrying the flag of Lemuria. That flower of life there, too. And this is a Lemurian deck. And look at that dragon. You know, that blue really gives me about the throat chakra that was in the whatever card it was. Yeah, dragons are definitely all over this. Let's see what this card is. Oh, another dragon, no joke. Beyond cycles. You know how I was talking about those cycles of them bringing, you know, with the inner child, you know, the trauma to, you know, you think you're over it and then it comes back. Cosmic circles again. So you have cycles and then circles. You know, this kind of gives me like these portals. It has all these families, the soul family, light beings. Wow. These are some beautiful cards, I must say. Wow. Okay, what's this one here? Relaxation, peaceful pursuits, happy times. You got this happy family here too. I'm telling you, once you start working out a lot of this and getting through that dark night of the soul and all that inner child healing and the going through that, yeah, just going through all that, breaking those ancestral lines. You know, your ancestors will help. You know, you need to call in your ancestors too, because your ancestors are part of the ascension on the earth. So, you know, I know a lot of people have lost loved ones, and in the past, you know, I'm going to say from, you know, the time that we were all locked up in our houses. There's certain words I can't use here on YouTube. So if you call in your ancestors and tell them to get their butts here and help you to rid these family, and you know, and I think that's what I had done. I had been working on the I started working on my breaking the. That's what's started my whole thing was breaking these. And what I did, okay, this is what I did. So I just got some paper and a pen, and I just started writing down, like, you know, things that have happened to me, things that have happened to my daughter, things that have happened to my mother, things that have happened to my father, things that have happened to my sister, things that have happened to my cousin, things. And by the time I was done, a whole pattern emerged. And when I saw that pattern, I realized, like, oh my God, this is being handed down from generation to generation to one family member to another family member. I got to do something about this. So I found a woman. Her name is Anna Maria Strawhand. And she is, she does a lot of healing work, and she works with Jesus and stuff like that. And she had this little free thing on her. I can't remember now. It's been quite a while. I think it's been like 6 or 7 years ago. And she had like a generational curse breaking type thing. Anyway, so you might want to look her up. She might actually, you might be able to find it. I don't know. Anyway, it was very helpful. And it took me, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 months I worked on it. Okay. Again, it's, you know, it's work. Nothing is easy. You have to be forged through the fire. It's the only way. You can't go around it. You can't go under it. You can't go over it. You have to go through it. Okay, Spirit, is there a card here? This is a new deck, by the way. I've never used it before. So let's see. Oh my God, Enlightenment. I started out that on the bottom. No joke. And look, trickery. Trickery. Yeah. We do get tricked on this earth, don't we? Enlightenment. This card. I did read this card, though, because it kept popping out when I was cleansing the deck last night. It kept popping out, and I'm like, what does this card mean? Now I can't think of it. I think what this card means, though, is this. I don't remember. Sorry, folks. Oh my God, look, completion. Look, you know how I was just talking about how our ancestors and how they're here, and you're grieving. People here are doing a lot of grieving, and they're grieving this loved one, but then you have this angels here, comforting, because when your loved ones pass over, they have to go through a transition too. You know what I mean? You're not the only one that has to go through that transition. They also have to. They have to get their life review when they go there, and that's where they have to look at all the things that have happened in their lives, the people they hurt, that they either purposely or inadvertently hurt, and they're also, so they have to like kind of purge all that, and repent for whatever sin that they had, and heal that, you know what I mean, in a loving way. But the energies there are very graceful. They're not, they don't hold judgment. The people in I call them people, but the energies that are in these realms, they don't hold any judgment on us. The only people that hold judgment are humans that are trapped in their negative ways. But like, they also see you. They see, what you're going through, and then they become part of your soul journey. They become part of helping you, because they know you on this earth. They probably know you just as well as your guides do. And some of them actually become your guides, and they will bring you the right messages when you need them, and they can come visit you in your dreams. And again, that's going to go to the dream one, but this is beautiful, Spirit. Okay. Enlightenment. I gotta look that up, because there's something in that just keeps drawing me. I don't know what I did with that book, though. Oh, okay. I'll do that too, Spirit. No, that's not it. I don't even remember what this thing looks like. Oh, yeah. It's a new box, so I don't recognize it. Oh, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Oh, of course, and the book isn't in there. Oh, what did I do with the book? Shoot. Hold on. The dog was jumping up and down on the bed. I think she knocked it over or something. What happened to the book? I'm not sure. Yeah, it came with the book. I was reading the book. What happened to the book? It's weird. That doesn't make any sense. The book should be here. I don't know what happened to the book. Oh, is that it? No, that's not it. That was bigger than that. Oh, bummer. I don't know where the book went. Okay, well, there's clearly a message here, because they don't want me to move on with the oh, there it is. I had to ask my guy. I was like, okay, can you guys tell me? So that's why they kept showing me the other book. I had it underneath. There was another book, and I just thought they wanted me to flip out of the book, something out of the book, because they have me do these things. Look, I'll show you. I had it underneath this book, Healing Words. So what they do is I just flip through these books like this. This one here. If you were heartbroken, and I was just talking about showing you that card here with her being heartbroken. Look. I'm just talking about this heartbroken. So it says, if you were heartbroken, don't cry too much. Nothing good will happen. Your pain will only grow bigger and stronger from your tears. Wash your face, step out of mourning, and plant healing words upon your heart's wounds. One word at a time. Nurture their roots with hope. Water them with light. Let them bud. Let them bloom. One day you will have a beautiful garden filled with love's flowers, and nobody will ever know that your garden of light and love was built on the scattered pieces of your heart. Makes me want to cry. So beautiful, Spirit. See what I mean? That's what they do. So anyway, they just wanted to show off. So there. Okay, so what is this one again? Enlightenment. And these are chakras too. And so this is like your solar chakra. This is your sacral. So I noticed that they're bringing out that they brought the sacral out a couple times here. This is sacral chakra. This is where all your feelings are. So you know what? Actually, they're asking me to bring out, okay, hold on. They're asking me to bring out a card here. Okay, hold on. They're asking me to bring out a color card that you can use to help heal your chakra. This, all right, Spirit, whenever you're ready. Scarlet. Attract success. Look, indigo's on the bottom again. I think it was this one, spontaneous and have fun. Okay, we're just going to go with what they told me. Let's see. What do you want them to know here with the scarlet one? Scarlet. Is there a number? Oh, number 7. Of course it's number 7. Ha! Yeah, you know what? That's funny because scarlet is the color of passion, success, and vitality that is known for its power, strength, and dynamism. It stands out and demands to be noticed, a color of victory. Scarlet allows you to confidently achieve your dreams. And that's because this is the continuation of the last reading, and that talked all about the dreams. Okay, so it says, to attract great opportunities into your life, imagine soaking your feet in scarlet liquid. Then put scarlet socks on your feet and imagine there are 10 steps to your success in front of you. As you take each step towards your success, breathe in scarlet energy of power, success, and confidence. Imagine getting closer to your goal with every step until you feel like you have the success you desire. Say, Divine Spirit, please infuse me with the energy of persistence, confidence, and success. And you know, I actually have done that. And look, here I am. So, I don't lie. That's why everybody hates me. Well, except for you guys. You guys don't hate me. So that's nice. Feels good not to be hated for a change. Okay, there's enlightenment. What does this say here? Oh, his name is Topaz, right. Okay, so what do you want here? Oh, you can actually do a meditation. Oh, they want me to read that. That's why they want me to look for this book. They don't want me to read any of the information. There's a meditation. This is what they want you to do. Look at this. Oh my God, look, the support, the key words here is support, courage, and confidence. That's beautiful. Okay, so here we go. Oh my God, it's on page 34, which is another 7. Funny, Spirit. And you know, we just came from the other reading that was 7 in that. Okay, so this here, his name is Topaz. So meditation, you might want to write this down. Write down 3 fears, then close your eyes. Imagine these fears staying with you always. What? Then imagine them, one by one, walking in faith alongside you. Huh? Take your fears by the hand. That's what I was just thinking. That's what they just said to me. Tell them to take their fears by the hand and walk with them. Spirit. Star, you're just going to wait, my honey. What does it say? One by one, walking in faith alongside you. Stride through the garden of fear and allow them to stay behind. What is more painful, keeping your fears or releasing them? The choice is yours. Well, yep. It's free will. See, it always comes back to free will. Oh my God, look at this. Well, the soul appreciation. Look at that. So it says self-acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness. You need to have compassion for yourself no matter what. And look, 21's another 3. And what number was that? 21. Energy healing. Out you go. So they brought 21 up twice. Let me take a look in this angel book and see what that says here. 21. Okay. It says, your optimism is definitely warranted. The angels are working behind the scenes on your behalf right this very minute. You can help support the angels. Work by saying positive affirmations and believing that your dream is already manifesting. I'm not even joking. That is amazing because this is going to be connected to that reading I just finished. Wow. That's amazing. Soul appreciation. Yeah, there you go. Heartfelt gratitude. Yes. You know, saying thank you to the people that have hurt you, like just say, like, because, this is considered Earth School, right? So we're here to learn lessons. We all come here to learn these lessons. And, these lessons, they don't come without pain, unfortunately, because, that's to expand our souls, right? So then when we leave this vessel and we go on to the other side, we then have, you know, learned all the things that we wanted to learn here. And then our souls expanded and we can go into higher energies and do, maybe go to a different planet or, whatever, right? But sometimes you have to learn certain things in certain ways before you can do that. So here we go, low talents, spirit mentors and teachers. Absolutely. That's who's been leading this whole thing the whole time. They really want you to bring out your dreams. They really want you to embrace your talents. And then you get the healing heart here. Love, acceptance, romance. This is that, self-acceptance again with Zed Keel. Okay. Okay, what else, Spirit? Is that it? Yeah. Okay. So they want me to bring out a Dimensions of Light card again here. I'm not going to read any of the tarot in this because I don't think they want any. No, I don't think they want any of the tarot decks. Let's see this Dimensional Lights thing here. Let me whip out all these things here. Okay, hold on. They want me to... They're showing something in my mind's eye, so... This is another book called Unlock Your Storybook Heart by Amanda Lovelace. What a cool name, Lovelace. Her books say, here's your chance, princess. Go on. Let her sweep you off your feet. Or is it this one over here? Is this a continuation? Which one do you want? I don't know if that's continuation. Oh, okay, yeah, this one too. Okay. So, I think I just read the wrong one. Some changes happens gradually. Some change happens in a blink of an eye. And some change manages to do both at the same time. Well, this is true. Think about it in terms of how summer transforms into autumn. It seems like the leaves will never stop being green, will never stop dancing in the sunlight until one morning you look out your window and every tree has been touched by Midas. Rest assured, your golden hour is coming. And more love and patience and compassion you give yourself, the closer you'll get. Trust the process. Okay, Spirit. Okay, back to this. My dog. You want this one? They usually have me cut these. Oh, my dog's out there digging the floor up or something. It's 27. That's another 9. Okay, 27. Truth behind the images. No joke. And we're just talking about that truth. When you find your true self and you'll be able to be a human lie detector. Sometimes we believe that what others tell us. And I was talking about that gaslighting too, the last one. Sometimes we believe what others tell us we are, as though the self we are reflected through their eyes. And I was talking about that. Is somehow more compelling than what we know ourselves to be. Yet, the accuracy of a reflection depends on the clarity of that which is doing the reflecting. So that's why I was saying, like, to give people grace, because, they can only meet you where they have grown. You know what I mean? The moon can only reflect the sun in varying degrees of faithfulness. It is not a matter of ill will. It is the mechanics of the situation. Take care that you don't allow the image others form of you to interfere with the knowing how you know. Sorry. Take care that you don't allow the images others form of you to interfere with you learning how to know, validate, and believe in yourself. Know thyself, basically, right? Attempting to see a full sun in the partiality of the moon doesn't lead to clarity. Turn your gaze inwards and seek a direct experience of your true nature. There you will find steady reassurance and peaceful strength. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, that's all I have for this reading, Spirit. Okay, everyone, that's it for this one. So, like I said, I'm going to put the two together, the shadow and the child together, and try to get it all into just like one video, but there'll be like a break in between. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, so I'm going to bid you guys a good day, and I'm going to send you all my love and light, and I hope this is helping a lot of people that are starting those awakening processes and just trying to figure things out. And, hopefully it'll help encourage the people that are like stuck, you know what I mean? So with that, I'm going to bid you a good day. Love you, everyone. Bye.